Markov, you speak very passionately about Russia's might and how Russia can win any war. And today marks the 79th anniversary of the Allied win over their enemies in the World War II. However, the Allied forces, UK, France, Soviet Union, US and China, somehow the tune of the war has changed. The countries that you fought with are perhaps, as you said yourself, are the countries that you're fighting against in terms of the NATO alliance as well. How has the tune of the war changed and how much does it affect the fervor going into this?
Now we have some kind of rethinking of this war. In the past, we more believe that we can build justice with in our relationship with, first of all, America and Great Britain and Europe, and we regard this war against Nazis Germany together with our Western allies. Now we are changing our attitude, and now most of the people believe that we almost alone won this great war against Nazis. But also in the past we believe that it was a war against Nazis Germany, and now we regard this war as a war against Europe, which have been united and organized by Nazist Germany. So it's a big change of the attitude of the dozens of millions of Russian people. And we understand that we are fighting for our real dignity and for our country, because absolute majority of the people in Russia regard Ukraine as part of the Russia, because Ukraine was part of the Russia during 1,000 years. And now we regard this war as, again, aggression against Russia, Western aggression on the territory of Ukraine against Russia. So this is understanding of how people see this war in comparison with World War II.
Dr. Markov, let me again talk about the display of nuclear might here. Now, World War II also is marked by what we saw in the catastrophic incidents of the dropping of the little boy bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And on Monday, Russia responded by announcing that it would practice the deployment of tactical nuclear weapons as part of a military exercise after what the Moscow said were threats from France, Britain and United States. I need you to elaborate on this. Would you say that Russia must win any war, even if it means the deployment of a nuclear weaponry, no matter how much the world suffered after the deployment of nuclear weapons in the World War II?
We're stressing that there are only one country which use nuclear weaponry. It's United States of America. And we also insisting that United States of America use nuclear bombs in the Hiroshima and Nagasaki without clear military needs, because to those period, the main part of the Japan army, which is Kwantung army on the China territory, already had been crushed by Soviet Red Army. So United States used tactical nuclear weaponry against Japan, first of all, to threaten all the world, and to threaten also Soviet Union, which to those periods has the biggest army in the world. So it's first. Secondly, we don't want to use tactical nuclear weaponry on the Ukrainian territory, because for Russians, Ukrainian territory is part of the Russia, which is temporarily had been taken by Western puppets and Western intrigues, I would say. And that's why Russia would try to avoid any using tactical nuclear weaponry as much as possible. But at the same time, now some of the theorists, military and political authorities, experts regard using tactical nuclear weaponry by Russia as a way to stop big nuclear war.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Markov. We will come back to you in just a bit. For now, let's just go across to the Red Square again, where the parade is taking place, and get you visuals, live visuals from over there.
Одного линейного дистанции. Первый батальон прямо.
Live visuals on your screen from the 79th anniversary of the Allied victory that is celebrated by way of Russian Victory Day parade. A lot has been spoken about the Russian military might on display over there. Around 9,000 troops, air systems and missiles will be displayed at the parade. President Putin to address the parade as well. This marks the 5th term for President Putin as the leader of the country. Now, just to again talk a little bit about the history, since this marks the Allied victory over the Axis powers, and this is the 79th anniversary, talking about the war, the Soviet Union at that time had lost 27 million people in the World War II, and that included many millions in Ukraine as well. And when juxtaposed against the war with Ukraine that Russia has waged right now, this definitely draws a stark contrast to how the alliances were back during the World War II. The Allied forces eventually pushed the Nazi forces back to Berlin, and where Adolf Hitler committed suicide and the Red Soviet Victory banner was raised in 1945.
Сопровождает почетный караул 154-го отдельного комендантского Преображенского полка, представляющий 3 вида вооруженных сил: сухопутные войска, воздушно-космические силы и военно...
Well, to talk about this day, we had with us Dr. Sergei Markov, who is the former spokesperson for President Putin, whom I thank very much for joining us on the broadcast today. Thank you so much, Dr. Markov, for being with us and sharing your insights with us.
Thank you.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.